Welcome to session 2. Go ahead and separate your feet wider than the legs of the chair. Then you're going to point your left toe, so it's pointing directly away from you, and then I'd like you to pigeon toe your right foot. So your right foot is going to be at a bit of an angle. Then you put a bend in the left knee. What's really important here is that you make sure that the knee is over the ankle. What you don't want to do is knee over the toe. You want knee over the ankle. And then take your left hand to your right thigh and inhale, let the arm float up. This pose is called Exalted Warrior. Inhaling and exhale. Bring your hand to the chair. Then you're going to pigeon toe the left foot, bring the toe in, point through the other, lunge, and inhale. And exhale. Now this may feel a little awkward if you're not used to doing this, but that's okay, you'll get used to it. It'll get easier. Bring the toes in, point through the left, lunge, inhale. Try to keep an even weight on the hips. So if there's a tendency to put too much weight on the left hip, you'll look like this. Even weight. Exhale down. Toes in, point, inhale, relax your left shoulder. And exhale down. Good. Learning to move through life, because we're moving most of the time. And you want to move with mindfulness, grace, and ease. And exhale down. Good. Last time to the left. Point through the left toe. Inhale. And exhale down. Good. We're going to move it back to the left side. Pointing through the left toe. And this time you're going to hold it. Hold it and go ahead and bring your right arm out. Draw your right shoulder back. Think about an even weight on the hips, and your shoulders are squared over your hips. Draw your right shoulder back and the right arm back a bit. Keep your left shoulder relaxed, and then look over your left shoulder. Breathe. This is a variation of Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. And now look forward. Release the arm. We're going to come back into Exalted Warrior, this time holding it. So you want to feel like you're lunging into the left heel, not the ball of the foot. And you want to feel like you're collapsing your right hip forward. You're nice and light in your hips, expanding through the ribs, and you can feel your breath expand in your ribs. And release it down. Pigeon toe the toes. Toes in, heels out, and then point through the right, lunge. Right knee over the right heel. Bring your right arm back, palm down, and look over the shoulder. So you know that your knee is in the right position if you look down and it looks like your big toe is coming out of your inner knee there, but without going like this. So you have to keep it here, look down, there's the big toe coming out of the inner knee. So feel that nice stretch from the neck into the shoulder, and release. Let's go up into Exalted Warrior, inhale, and hold. Once again, lunging into the heel. Expansion of breath, expansion of body. Cultivating strength, flexibility, and balance all at the same time. And release this down. Good. Walk your feet in. So you don't need to move your chair, but I'm going to move the chair to show you a side view. We're going to do the Ardha Mukha Svanasana, which is downward facing dog, but we're going to do it with the chair. So what you're going to do is you're going to keep your hips over your heels as you walk your feet back, and then allow your chest to begin to drop. Now for some of you, you might find it's more comfortable to do it on the forearms like this. So you have to kind of play with it. I say that a lot to my students. Play, play, play. Play, play, play. You want to lift your tailbone up. You're looking for a stretch in the back of the legs as you lift the tailbone up. And then a really good stretch to the shoulders as well. Always feel free to come out of a pose early if you need to. Go ahead and soften your knees, bend your knees, and walk yourself forward to the chair again. I'm just going to move my chair again. So this time, I'd like you to go ahead and come to the side of your chair. And you're going to step your left foot forward and your right foot back. This is called Virabhadrasana 1. So your hips are nice and square to the front of the room. And you're going to inhale your right arm up to the ceiling. And then as you exhale, you're going to bring your chest forward a little bit, just a little bit, as you reach your fingertips to the back wall. Nice open chest. Good. Inhale. So you get your right arm up, left foot forward. Your right leg is straight. Exhale. So you can feel how you are strengthening your left leg here. You can feel it in the quadricep. And then inhale it up. And when you inhale it up, get a nice stretch to the psoas and the hip flexor. And exhale. And if you don't know the names of the muscles, it doesn't matter. It works either way. You can even feel it a little bit in the glute. Inhale it up. And exhale down. And last time to inhale it up. And exhale, release it down. Good, walk your feet in toward each other. And let's go ahead and take it to the other side. Right foot forward, left foot back, hand to the hip. Try to keep your shoulders relaxed, hips square. Draw your left hip forward and your right hip back. Inhale the left arm up. Expansive and bright. And then exhale forward. Draw your chin in so the back of the neck is an extension of the spine. Inhale it up. And exhale. Now the further apart your feet are, the stronger it's going to be. So you need to play with it. It's important that you're able to keep your back heel down and that there's no strain. There's a concept in yoga called Sukha Sthira, which means we must be at once relaxed yet alert, strong yet flexible. Inhale it up. Exhale. You feel the strength to the back as you press your palm up, reaching fingertips back. Good. Inhale. And release. Good. Step your feet in toward each other. And once again, come to the back of your chair. Let your hips make a big U shape. Out to the side and back. And to the other side. So you can use these two sessions, one right after another, or you may find that your body prefers one session over the other. So you can pick and choose. You can do these sessions every day, every other day, as often as you'd like, but I'd recommend at least twice a week. Keep your body flowing. Keep breathing now. Good. So that's it for the standing positions. We're going to bring it back down to the chair. It's a good idea to sit on the very edge of your chair. Grab your two blocks or a short stool, something that's not too high off the ground, about a couple shoe boxes high. And let's start with our left leg. You're going to take your left foot to the blocks or the stool and wrap your strap or your tie or your towel around the ball of the foot. Then you're going to straighten out that leg. Now sit up tall. This is very important. If your back is rounded here, you're not going to really get the stretch that you're looking for. So sit up tall, draw the ball of the foot back. That's where your strap is, on the ball of the foot, not in the arch. And then after sitting up tall, you're going to bring your chest forward just a little bit. And there you're going to feel a really good stretch to the back of your leg. When you first come into the pose, your muscles involuntarily actually tighten up. There's a message that's getting sent from your muscles into your brain that says, whoop, tighten up, something's going on. But then after you relax, take some breaths, the brain will realize there's no danger. The muscle fibers will begin to relax more and more. So you're just giving your muscles a chance to let go, to let the pose do the work. All right, now you have a choice. This is important. A lot of people skip this one because it doesn't feel right in their hip. If you've had hip replacement, you might want to ask your doctor about this one. But if you have sciatica, this is a really good one for you. If you don't know what sciatica is, that's a good thing. I hope you never find out. So you take your ankle to your thigh and you're mobilizing this hip here. Again, you kind of play with a little bit, lean forward. You can feel the mobilization where the thigh meets in with the pelvic girdle. Always feel free to come out early if you need to. And keep breathing. Think of this whole practice as an act of loving kindness to yourself. And when you treat your own body with kindness and mindfulness, you'll notice that naturally it will extend outward, that you will naturally begin to treat others with loving kindness as well. All right, you can hold it longer if you'd like, but it's a pretty strong pose. So we'll go ahead and come on out of that, and we'll switch to the other leg. Again, it's on the ball of the foot. Sit up tall. Grab onto the strap in such a way where your shoulder feels relaxed. You're not tensing up and holding like this. You grab on close to the foot. Sit up tall, and with a flat back, lean forward just enough to feel a nice stretch to the back of the leg. Your exhalation is more significant than your inhale. If you exhale deeply, you will notice that your inhalation will come in quite naturally. So if your lungs are already full of carbon dioxide, and then you try to take a deep breath, there's not a whole lot of room left in there, right? So we want to exhale deeply, get rid of the carbon dioxide, just as we would empty out a glass. Once you get rid of all of that, then you can take a nice inhalation. You'll notice your inhale comes in more freely. So once again, you have a choice. You can stay here. I don't think you could probably stay here too long. Stretching out the back of the legs is pretty important. So you're going to now take that ankle up to the thigh. See how it feels. Play with it a little bit. As we move through life, the back of the legs tend to get tighter and tighter, as does the front of the chest. So it's really important to keep the front of the chest open, the back of the legs open, so we don't move into that S shape. Good. And release. All right. Now, separate your feet. Separate your feet hips distance, maybe even a little wider than hips distance. Take your hands to your knees and bring your chest on over to your right knee, your left knee, and inhale it up. And exhale. And inhale. And you can make your circle as big or as small as it feels appropriate. So you might find that your circle is quite a bit wider. You go way down here. Or you may find it smaller. But unite it with the breath. Exhale and inhale. When it feels appropriate, reverse the direction. As always, don't feel like you have to do what I'm doing. Just go at your own pace, your own rhythm. But it's always an inhale up here and an exhale down here. Good. Bring it to center. Good. And now let your spine sway from side to side. So a good visualization here is sea kelp. Sea kelp, like seaweed in the ocean. So you can visualize your spine begin to flow like sea kelp in the ocean. Nice and fluid and free. Bring it to center. Drop your chin down into your chest. Bring your head up. Inhale, reach up to the ceiling. And exhale, your hands are to Namaste or Namaskar, and you're going to bring your elbows together, like so. Get your elbows at shoulder level. And then inhale, separate them, keeping your biceps parallel to the floor. Open up the chest, and then exhale. Bringing the forearms together, creating a little space between the shoulder blades as you strengthen your upper body. Good. 3 more. Inhale, expand, and exhale. And inhale. If you find you can't do them all, just stop. But over time, you'll find you can do more. If this is your first time doing it, don't be surprised if you can't do all the repetitions. But that will come in time. It gets easier and easier. Exhale. Good. Hold. Bring the fingertips up a bit. And release. Good. Now you're going to take your left forearm to your low back here. To the low back. If you want, you can grab on to your right arm. Or you can just keep your forearm there on your low back. And then you're going to drop your right ear to your right shoulder. Keep drawing your left shoulder down and back. Feel a nice stretch to the side of the neck. Bring it on up. Take this same arm out in front of you and across the body. So you want to keep the elbow straight. If you bend the elbow, you've lost it. So like a gate closing, bring it across the body. Shoulders away from the ears. Good. So feel a stretch through the back of the shoulder here. You can feel your shoulder blade drawing away from the spine. Good. And now very briefly, go ahead and look over your left shoulder. Bring the head back to center. Let's do the other side. Right forearm to the low back. You can grab onto your arm or not. Left ear to the left shoulder. And breathe. When you are comfortable with the pose, you feel like you've got it, you can always close your eyes and draw your attention inward. because that's what we really want. Vision is very distracting. So close our eyes. We can come into a place of really feeling and being aware. So bring it up to center. Straighten that arm out in front. Bring it across the body. Good. Try to keep both shoulders down. Sit up tall. And then once again, look over your right shoulder. And release. Good. Go ahead and bring it on down. We're going to do some core strength now for the belly. And so I'm going to turn my chair again so you'll get a side view. You want to make sure you're sitting on the edge of your chair. You straighten your legs out. You don't want any bends in your knees. Now this is important. You don't want to sit up and bring your shoulders back. This will arch your low back. Don't want to arch your low back. Instead, tuck your pelvis under. So tailbone down, pubic bone up, and then as you bring your shoulders back, now you feel it right there in the belly. And then sit up, inhale, let your arms float up. And then exhale, arms parallel to the floor, tuck your pelvis under. So you don't want to let your shoulders touch the chair. You want to bring your whole body into like a 2x4, nice plank position. And then inhale it up. If you feel that you can't hold it for that long, that's okay. Just do your best. There's a concept in yoga called Ishvara Pranitana. Ishvara Pranitana means just do your best. But don't focus on results. Focus on action. Focus on what you're doing. Inhale it up. And when you are focusing on the action, to really observe and make sure you're not taking action out of ego, desire, fear, or resistance/hatred. Because you're not going to get good results. Inhale it up. So you take action from a place of compassion, loving kindness, taking care of your body, the greatest and highest good. Last one. Exhale. See if you can hold it here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And bring it on up. So now we're going to stretch out the abdominals while we get a little back bend. So notice my tailbone here. I'm going to lift my tailbone up, up, up. And then I'm going to reach back, grab onto the chair, roll the outer edges of my shoulders back as I lift my sternum up. And then I get a nice back bend here. And breathe. Let your neck be neutral. You can feel the muscles of your back engaging as the front of the torso opens up. And neutral. Now make sure that your knees are over your heels as you begin to walk your feet out. Once again, you might need your blocks or your stool to place under your hands as you bring yourself forward. Nice counter pose. Feel your low back open up. Take your forearms to your thighs, then your hands to your thighs. Bring yourself on up. Good. And once again, let's just roll the shoulders back one at a time. Like you're doing that nice backstroke. Get a nice little twist. Let's go ahead and face to the right. Little extra twist. And other side. And face forward and drop your chin down into your chest. And bring your head on up. And now sit back in your chair for final relaxation, which is called Shavasana. Shavasana normally is done reclining flat on your back on the floor. But we're going to do Shavasana sitting in a chair. So sit back. You can place your hands on your thighs. You can either have your palms down, which is more relaxing. Palms up tends to be more energizing. So you can decide which feels more appropriate for you. Close your eyes. Draw your attention inward. Relax all the muscles around your eyes, deep into the eye sockets. Relaxing the little space between the eyebrows. Let your teeth part and your tongue soften. It should feel as if your head is floating over your shoulders and your elbows are dangling below your shoulders, relaxed at ease. And you can feel your hips sinking down into the chair, relaxed and at ease. And your feet rooted to the space that you are occupying. And in this moment, there is absolutely nothing that you need to do, just to be here now, relaxed and at ease. There is nothing that you need to resolve or think about. Just to simply be aware and alive in stillness. And you can imagine now that you are seated on the beach and you are facing the ocean. And as you inhale, the tide rises to meet with your feet. And as you exhale, the ocean recedes back into itself. And again, inhale, rising up to meet your feet. And with the exhale, receding back into itself. You begin to notice how the breath sounds like the ocean waves. And your body very subtly rises and recedes with the rhythm. You can allow your body to submit to this flow of the ocean, of this cycle of nature. So much of nature is cyclical, and you are a part of nature. So you're tuning in to your true nature. Your true nature, which is underlying all of your thoughts. Now I'd like you to imagine that with the next out-breath, the exhale, if there's anything that you want to let go of, you send it out with the exhale. Just feel the ocean drag it out of you. Maybe it's tension, resentment, anger. We don't want to hold on to these things. We can carry our garbage within us, and it becomes heavy like a weight. So through forgiveness, we can liberate. We can liberate ourselves and let go. anything you'd like to let go of with the exhale. Good. Now breathe naturally. You imagine that the sun is right above your head. And again, we could not live without the sun. And as you inhale, you can imagine that your body is taking in the beautiful rays of the sun, illuminating you in its golden white light. And you breathe it in and you take it into your cellular level. You're filled with vitality, energy, but you are also relaxed and at ease and at peace. Ready to continue your day. And the meaning of Namaste is the light within me salutes the light within thee. Thank you so much for the gift of your presence. Namaste.